Now, introduction for the vectors. Now, since you were a small kids in class 8th onwards, you have gone through the quantities scalar and vector. Okay, the chapter is for the vector, but we have already gone through the quantities scalar and vectors, and let me define again these quantities in a very systematic way, and what are the uses in the algebra or in the mathematics. Now, in the day-to-day life, we are going with certain queries. Okay, now suppose we are having a query can be number 1, it can be height of a building. Height of a building is 100 meters. Then it can be temperature of a human body. Temperature of a human body 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. So there can be many queries can be there. Another can be a car moving at a speed of 70 kilometers per hour. So like this we are having certain queries of this special sentences whatever I have written it. Okay, means you can go for any queries like this. For next example can be volume of a box. Volume of a box is 200 cubic centimeter. Like this, area of a rectangle, area of a triangle, anything. Now what quantities we have, what here we have gone through. Now just check it. We have gone through, for this we have gone through the length. Okay, here in the second one temperature. Third one speed, volume. So in these 4 sentences, in these 4 queries, we have gone through length, temperature, speed, volume, and many more are also there. Now, for example, few more can be time. Time, density, work, time, density, work, voltage, like this. We are having certain inquiries, there can be many inquiries. Now, these were the first simple sentence what I have written it. Height of a building, temperature of a body, speed of a car, volume of a box. Now, another one more query can be, another can be, how should a football player hit the ball to give a pass to another player how should a football player hit the ball to give a pass to the another player. Now in this sentence, and we are having another sentence, it can be a car moving towards north with a certain speed. Now let's check it once again. Height of a building, temperature of a body, speed of a car, volume of a box, and many other units, okay, many other quantities. Now here, how should a football player hit the ball to give a pass to another player? Lot of difference between these sentences. A car moving with a speed of 80 kilometers per hour or 70 kilometers per hour, a car moving towards north with a certain speed. Okay, so lot of difference between these sentences and between these sentences. Now what these sentences are? Now just check it. In these sentences, now for this part we can write it that namely one unit, or we can write namely one quantity we are using in this one, and that is what? Magnitude. Namely only one quantity is measuring all the above quantities, only one, that is what? Magnitude. Here also magnitude for length, here also magnitude, here also magnitude, here also magnitude, and many more examples. Okay, and what about this side? And now in this side we are having what? Now to this side what we can write it? Now first of all, let's move with the example 1. How should a football player hit the ball to give a pass to another player? Okay, so moving with this part. Now what this means? Hitting a ball. First of all, HITTING, hitting a ball. What it is? When a player, or okay, he kicks the ball, hitting a ball or kicking the ball. Now what he is doing? He is applying a force. Applying a force. And applying a force means what? Muscular strength is used. Now muscular strength is used. What it means? Magnitude. Now this is what? Magnitude. And now giving a pass to the another player. Now giving a ball to another player, position. Now what here we are using? Here we are using direction. We are not knowing where the another player is. Suppose this is a ground player, can be that side, he can be that side, he can be there, he can be here. So he has to give a pass by hitting a ball in a certain direction. This one, that side or that side. Okay. So now here we are having only one single measurements, and here we are having two. This one and this one. So we arise with two different quantities. Number one, we are having scalar quantity. Okay, and this will be called vector quantities. Scalar quantity and vector quantity. Now in the scalar quantity, no sense of direction, and here magnitude and direction both. So there is a difference in the quantities now, scalar quantity and a vector quantity. Now a quantity which is described only by the magnitude is called a scalar quantity. A quantity which is described only by the magnitude is called a scalar quantity, means no direction is used in this one. Now here a quantity which has both magnitude and direction is called a vector quantity. And when we are going in the depth of the topic, we can define it in the more systematic way, and that can be a quantity which has both magnitude and direction is called a vector quantity, provided that the two such quantities for this one, okay, provided that the two such quantities can be combined by the addition vector. Okay, so this is now examples. For example, we can have force, weight, momentum, displacement, force, weight, momentum, displacement, velocity, acceleration, electric field intensity, etc. We are having number of quantities in the vector form. Okay. Now what is left? One question from you, I have to ask it. I wrote this line. Okay. A car moving towards north with a certain speed. Now what is the vector quantity here? I have written all the vector, not all the vector quantities, many vector quantities I have written here. Now what quantity is for this particular part? A car moving towards north with a certain speed. This is a velocity. This is called a velocity. Okay. So this is a vector, this is a scalar. Now normally what we are saying, we are going to Delhi in our own car at a speed of, that is wrong. That is totally wrong. Okay. We should say the velocity of a car is 80 kilometers per hour when we are moving towards Delhi. Okay, it means we are specifying some direction also. Okay, so this was a simple introduction which you have already gone through junior classes. Okay, so now these things, scalar and vector quantities, we are going to use this in mathematics, and especially for the vectors. Now vectors are finding nowadays a wide application in almost all the branches of mathematics. Okay, so we are going to do vectors in details also, and in this chapter I already wrote it in the contents what we are going to do, but let me tell you again that in this chapter we will study some basic concepts about vectors, various operations on vectors and scalars, their algebraic and geometrical properties for vectors. Okay, so this was a very simple introduction for the new chapter, vectors.